Up. Your nose is smushed. Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. We have a very exciting makeover for the guest bedroom that we have upstairs. Goodbye. We are going to be flipping this Facebook Marketplace find. I have a set of nightstands that were not originally this color, but we went ahead and painted, and then we're going to be adding some pictures above the headboard just to give it that nice collected cottage feel in the room. This is a space that, although it's not occupied all the time, it's supposed to feel very welcoming and homey for our guests, and it's kind of just been a dumping ground, an extra room in the house. But I just really wanted to make this space somewhere that when our guests do come and do stay with us, they feel like they can stay a while. The rest of the house has such a cottagey feel to it, so I just, again, wanted to carry upstairs. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Do stick around. If you like this kind of content, do leave a like down below, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future videos just like this one. We have loads more content coming, a lot of makeovers for this house, a lot of DIYs. That's enough said. Let's go ahead and get into it. We are outside with the beloved nightstands. This is what they look like. They are a French provincial style. I got them off of Facebook Marketplace, and when you do that, sometimes you risk quality of your piece. If you're buying it off of Facebook Marketplace, you have to make sure to get so many pictures beforehand and really ask them questions about it. So we picked them up, and there's some issues with them. The back of these kind of like lip up and it's exposed right there, and then there are screws coming out the back. What I think happened was these are like a more like vintage style. These are older. The person probably put them in themselves, and instead of just nailing it in or using wood glue, they decided to put screws in the back. So I didn't feel like trying to figure out how to get that resolved. Also, I can't really. I have tried, and my husband has tried to, oh shoot, it's stuck, there we go. To get these out, we've felt for different mechanisms. There's nothing for me to get these out. And we're gonna have to paint with the drawers in, which I hate doing, but it'll be fine. It makes a really good seal actually, so I should be able to do that and then pull them away after it's dried and do the inside pretty fine. I'm still not sure what I want to paint these. I'm just going to find like a piece of cardboard or something around here and do a couple of color swatches, hold them up to these and in the room upstairs, since we are getting a lot of light now at this hour, and see how it looks. But yeah, so let's pull out the colors, do a couple of swatches, and see which one we like. Got a number of colors here that I've had kind of laying around. This is Timeless White by Sharon Williams. It would actually be really pretty as the room color up there. I don't know. It might be a little too like yellow on the side of green, so we'll see. This one is Timeless White, also by Sharon Williams. It's just in the Valspar color sample, but it is so pretty creamy. Oh, I love this color. So this next color I do really, really like. I intend for this color to be the color of our closet in our master, but it is, what is it? Dash of Pepper. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that for these, but it's a really pretty color. This is the next color. This one is by Benjamin Moore. It is, I'm gonna butcher this, Muskoka Trail. It's again just like a really creamy color, but it is noticeably darker than the previous two. I'm still kind of leaning towards this color. It's like somewhat dark. It's not as yellow as this one. I think that's what I want. This is Sealskin. This is Dash of Pepper. You can see how much darker this is. This is just one coat. I'm going to do a second coat of it just because it kind of got streaky with the foam roller, or with the foam brush. But I love this color scheme. These are the two that I'm picking between. I think I'm gonna end up doing this because I want to do a lighter color on the walls. It's definitely still brown, but it's dark. I feel like this is just too light. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I want this. I think I want this or this. Ah, this is hard. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking, I actually really like this color for the walls in here. I think it will just like richen it up a little bit. That's really, really pretty. So I do think I'm still leaning towards, the sealskin. I think it's going to be really pretty. It is going to be a little dark in the room, but I feel like I want to do this color for the room. Like shoji's beautiful. I think I'm going to go ahead and paint it sealskin. I just think it's going to be really pretty and add a lot of richness to it. Let's go ahead, get the paint, which I have a lot of, in the sprayer, set it all up, and sand and spray those guys down. So move it. We're moving. Went ahead and got my paint mixed. I'm using my, what is this? It's an Avanti sprayer. Just has like the hose. I mix the paint with some water to make sure it's like thin enough to go through the sprayer no problem. And then before I actually spray this, I'll test it on one of the cardboard boxes, and then we should be good. So she's definitely going to need a second coat, just because there's a lot of crevices to get into and stuff. But there's some areas that I feel like are a little heavy, so I might take my foam brush and try to sweep those a little bit so we don't get drip lines. But first coat is on, and I love the color. I just think it's so pretty. And it's different from what you normally see a French provincial dresser. Like normally they are the cream with the pretty gold trim. I just think this is going to be a really pretty like focal piece in there. So it's really, really pretty. I like it a lot. I'm very happy with this color. So there are quite a lot of spaces that I need to touch up, but so I use the Sherwin-Williams Ovation Plus. It's not a furniture paint, it's not a cabinet paint, but it does a really, really good job. I'm quite impressed. I've used this for a number of furniture flips, and I swear by it, so I'm gonna keep using it. And I'm not the only one that does. I heard about it from another YouTuber. I can't remember who, but I saw her use it. She's like, this is what I use. It's what I swear by. I just switched to a foam brush. I feel like I'm just not gonna get as many streaks this way. I don't know. So, and I'm using the leftover paint. It's because it's watered down, it's just spreading a little bit easier. So, not saying that you have to water down your paint to paint it. I'm just doing it for this because it was not spreading. There's something about things being imperfect and that it's okay. You know, like we're not supposed to be perfect people, and our projects aren't always going to be seamless, and that's okay. Like, you know, you see so many times on social media, you know, here on YouTube, people crank out these projects in like one video, right? And you think, oh, it was done in one day. Like, they're so good at it, I can't possibly do that. This is day 3, and yes, I am sick, so that does play into it a little bit. But most of my furniture flips take me like 2 days because I find myself running into problems and having to fix things. Yeah, so be easy on yourself, okay? Life is not a race. It's not a competition. It's just a little storybook. There's plenty of storybooks out there. I'm just gonna give her a good old wipe down, and then we're going to apply polyacrylic on top. Use a foam roller, like a nap roller, and I drag it across. So I'm going to pour it into just a little tinfoil tray, and then I'll dip and drag. A couple things to note: you don't want to like go over multiple times because it will streak. You need to keep it fairly cool in the room that you're doing it in. So it's actually pretty cold outside today, so it should not dry so fast. And if it pools up in any areas, it will form like a white like cast. You can sand it, but that is something to note. So it is a finicky process, but this is I feel like this essential process to it. You could get just like a cabinet paint and not worry about it. However, I really enjoy the color selection that you can get in normal paints. So I just toughen up and do the polyacrylic coat on top. It works after it's done. If there are streaks, they're only noticeable if it's hitting the light a certain way, so I don't really worry about it that much, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna do it on the top and on the fronts of the drawers where you would be hitting it with like your jewelry or your hands, nails, anything like that. So that's all we're gonna do for both of them. So the nightstands are sealed. There's a couple of spots that I could tell like it caked up a little bit, but I'm not going to be that finicky. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the handles back on. Alright, handles are on. Super happy with how these turned out, so let's go ahead and put them upstairs and do some styling. It is time to do our gallery wall. I've got a number of pieces of artwork to put up above the bed, but I have already like pretty much figured out the configuration that I want for it. I just had to like lay it down and figure out what went well together. There's a mixture of different woods and tones and types of pictures here, so we're gonna go ahead and get those up on the wall. I like to use these picture hangers. They are good for 30 pounds, which none of these are 30 pounds, but I will say they leave the smallest holes. I've used other forms of picture hangers and they leave giant holes. These don't. So, and they hold a lot of weight. Like I had a mirror hung by these above our fireplace in our apartment, and I just had 2 of them on there, which is 60 pounds. But yeah, it didn't budge, and that mirror is heavy. These are those little hooks I was telling you about. Basically, it's this pin
and it goes into this hole, and then your picture hangs onto here. But the pressure of pulling down never really pulls this out, so it's a brilliant design. I love these. Anyway, that's what it's gonna look like, and then your picture just hangs. So again, I put it up while the hook is on it, and then I apply pressure with the needle so that I know where it needs to go. Now again, it's gonna slide down just a little bit, so I always raise it a little bit. And just like that, it's all up. I'm so excited. So now I'm gonna keep looking for more pieces to fill in a couple of these spots, but the room is styled. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you the final reveal. Thank you guys so much for sticking around through today's video. Hope you really enjoyed the little thrift flip that we had and the styling of the gallery wall. Again, we have loads of projects coming in the future, so do be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss those, and head over to my Instagram so you can see all the little daily things that we do here around the house on the little thrift hauls. Lots of goodies. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.